Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being on this call. It's been such a long time since we've had a team call, and it feels really nice. I think a monthly team call would be really cool, unless you guys want the weeklies back. I just feel like we need more people on them because when people are on these calls live, when people go to live events, and when people go to Super Saturdays, I feel like you're just immersed in the culture and you're talking to people that speak the same language. And if you're not as proficient in that language, you get more and more, you know what I mean? You get better at it as you talk to people who have been in it a longer time, and you build that culture and you build those relationships, and we learn from each other and bounce feedback off. So I would love to do weekly calls. If you guys are up for it, we can ask the rest of the team. Hi, Phoebe. We just started. I'm just going to go through Phoebe, and then I'm going to have you go last, okay? So, yeah, I think when we're surrounding ourselves with people, and Super Saturdays are so simple to get to, guys. Like, Super Saturdays are really, really important to our business because it shows people that sense of community. And a lot of time when people come to us, it's because they don't have that community. Like, that's one of the first questions I ask is like, what kind of support do you have? Like, what is that like? Are you the only one, wanting to be healthy in your family? Because then we have to support them. So I just watched The Surge. Phoebe, did you watch The Surge? Yeah, me too. Cool. So he talked, it was like, I wasn't at Summit, so I don't know what it was like, but he did a good job at condensing it in that hour call. And I was like, there has to be so much more, but we'll have Phoebe touch on that. Speaking of Summit, the $145 ticket that price is good until Sunday. And I think I'm going to get my ticket, but I'm debating on whether or not I should buy a ticket for Ryan. I know he's probably going to want to go. But if you guys could give me feedback, like if you ladies are planning on going, I already know Phoebe's answer, but like, are your husbands going? Because if not, then we can room together. You know what I mean? Like, do that type of situation. I don't know. But that price is going to be until 7/23. I made it a goal to sell 3 challenge packs to cover that cost this month. So that's going to cover my cost for my ticket. And so I have like a tangible visual goal in mind in relation to the funds for that trip. But it's also refundable until the end of December, and it's transferable until April. So that's pretty cool too. So you're never going to lose your money. I've lost my money like twice for not going to summits, and that's never going to happen ever again. And pretty much what they were saying is they want you to be there a year from now. Like Darren Hardy said that, and he says that in his entrepreneur books, like his entrepreneur roller coaster. That's so hard to say. He says that be here a year from now. Like, it's the people who want longevity in the business because you're just surrounded by so many people who want the same things. And it's just a really cool atmosphere from the one that I went to in Vegas. Oh, that was so fun. Okay. So I'm just going to do a quick recap of the Surge. Just go through my notes. And then talk about kind of like what I have planned and see if you guys would like to join me in the groups that I have going on. And then we'll have Phoebe talk. Cool. So Shift Shop. So that's cool that they said that in the Surge that he will be doing YouTube videos daily and uploading them to a coach portal on YouTube so that we can link them to our challenge groups. Like, rather than directly putting it in the challenge group, which Chris Downing will put posts in our challenge groups as well. I guess they really want us to have a lot of contact. And from what I gathered from the Surge and what I've gathered just from this crazy shift, like, I've been doing this for 4 years, and like the different changes and the evolution that Beachbody has been through, it's crazy. Like, from T25 up until Shift Shop, it's becoming more and more, I hate to say, like cult. Like, people love it, and it's because it touches them on a deep emotional level. And from hearing Chris Downing speak in Punta Cana, from seeing him in opening sessions in New Orleans and him like doing team calls for pretty much like all the big teams in Beachbody. That's just phenomenal that he has that level of commitment to us and the greater good of what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish, right? Like we are trying to end the trend of obesity. We have Team Cup. Perfect segue into Team Cup. If you are not on a Team Cup team and you are an active coach, you really should be on a Team Cup team. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, talk to your upline. But a Team Cup team is essentially, it's friendly competition within the Beachbody network where we can win prizes according to what tiers we hit, and it depends on how many Success Club points you get. And the coaches who participate in Team Cups versus the coaches who don't make 12 times more money. I think it was 12 times, 12, 14. But it's a crazy amount. They make that much more money because they're so focused, and you build a little community within your team. You're so focused on helping as many people as you can. It just helps your business propel forward. Back to Shift Shop. Went on a tangent about Team Cup. Okay, so they want to do lots of contact. And remember, this Shift Shop is a 3-week rapid rebuild. I should have took Energize before I did this call. Oh, it would have been on. Okay. So it's 25, 35, 45 minutes, and then there are no carbs at the end so that you burn fat sources. So that is the premise behind that rapid week. It's just like, yeah, you guys know what I'm trying to say. It's been a long day, guys. I put some makeup on for you guys today. I'm like, oh, it's been a long day. Woo, okay. So to kind of pair that together with Team Cup, I think that this is the perfect opportunity for us to rally together around this new program, get amazing results, because I feel like this is a program that everyone needs in their life. Like, I feel like no matter, and because there is a modifier, everyone can do it. It doesn't have a chair modifier. Maybe we can add that, but like everyone can do it, and they make it so accessible for everyone. And if you participate in the very first challenge group that would start on Monday the 24th, the first 10,000 people who submit their results to the Team Beachbody Challenge will receive an exclusive shirt that says, I was the first to make the shift. And I thought that was really fun because it's like, only you can get that. You know what I mean? So it's really exciting. So I'm going to share that with my challengers for sure, because I mean, results speak for themselves. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even have to you just have to do your own workout and share that. And people are going to be like, what are you doing? How am I able to do that? And you're going to have so much motivation from Chris Downing. Like, seriously, guys, like, you need to hear him speak. He's just like so profound. He shared on his agility markers what his affirmations were. And like, for me personally, when I was thinking about what the affirmations I was going to write on my own agility markers, I was thinking about like centered things to like build myself up, right? Like things like, you're committed, or you are strong, you are capable. But his affirmations, oh my gosh, I don't even want to get emotional right now. He would say things like, his home base blue is, this is your moment. And then his, I think yellow was something like, celebrate their challenges. And then when he explained it, he was saying that when people come to me and they've gotten a lot of messages saying like, oh, that program is going to be too hard for me because I have X, Y, and Z, or this is going to be difficult because I have bad knees. He's like, well, good. We're going to celebrate that, but we're going to show you how to look at fitness through a different lens so that you can see that you can do it too. You don't necessarily have to do it exactly like it is on the DVD, but if you're giving it your all in your nutrition and you are modifying those exercises to suit your activity level, like, you're already winning, right? Like, so people just look at it and they think about what they can't do, but there's so much that we can show them that they're capable of. And I think that that's just a really profound way of writing those things on his agility markers, because that means so much to him. So I was just like, oh my gosh, like he's not even thinking about himself, because I'm like, I need to get through this. Like, what am I going to put on this marker? Like, you know, like thinking about things that would help me. But I'm like, he's always outward thinking, and that's exactly what coaching is about. And I think it's just so cool that Carl would take time. Like, he was probably away from his family for like a week straight, and he took the time to do the surge for us to catch the coaches up that who aren't at Summit, you know? And so it's just cool. I just got emotional. Sorry about that. Woo. Okay. And then also they're going to be giving out cash. I forget, the rules were kind of crazy, but essentially you can post it on your Instagram or post it in your IG stories. You're going to hashtag shift shop, hashtag week 1 or week 2, you know, and they're going to pick winners and give money out. And then what's her name? Fitzpatrick from Canada came on, and she talked about her biggest takeaway from Summit. She said that it was a moment where Carl was talking about, and I remember this from general session, where Carl was talking about how he was in the I'm Here to Help group. And my success partner, Sam Ioha, was in that group. And it was essentially a group of coaches, like in the hundreds, that Carl communicated with to talk about like what they were going through with their challenge groups and things like that. And I remember her like saying like, oh yeah, in the group I'm in with Carl, this and this and that. And she would like give me tips and share things with me. And what the coach said from Canada, I forgot her name. I know her name is Fitzpatrick. She said that it was really great to hear that and know that our CEO and Beachbody really listens to their network. We see that as proof in their app. Like, you guys, I didn't have an app 3 years ago. I didn't have an app 2 years ago. I was writing everything in notebooks, and I would have like 6 notebooks like everywhere with like people's stats and then like their next week's stats. Like it's just crazy how quickly and how technologically advanced Beachbody has gotten throughout the years. And I think that's something for us to be really excited about. And I think that's really, really cool, because it shows that they are staying with the times, and we're expanding to the UK, which is really crazy huge. So we definitely need to do a training on how to utilize that and leverage that, because that market is going to be untapped and it is huge. And so we can talk about ways to expand to that network and seek those people out who love fitness in the UK. Kid shakes with Daily Sunshine. Like, I think that's super cool. I'm excited to get a sample for the kids and see if they like it. I'll throw it in their lunches. That's so exciting. I could do like a lunchtime series. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's exciting. So, and then our new Beachbody site. So they're revamping our whole site, and I'm so happy because it was an eyesore. Every time I would look in my back office, I'm like, what are all these links? Why are there banners moving? Like, I'm just like, it's so busy. And I'm like, I only need to go to my online office. Like, can we just get straight to the point? I don't need to see ads. I'm already a coach, you know? Jeez. I'm sorry. It's been like that since I started in 2013, y'all. Like, exactly. And it's not good. Okay, so back to Team Cup. Get registered. If you're not on a team, get registered. We need to create a shift shop movement. Like, this shift shop thing, like, this is going to be really crazy cool to see, because I feel like it just touches you on an emotional level. And I think that's why I've been cheating and doing some of the workouts, because I'm like, I kind of want to feel this. Like, I want to feel this before my people feel it, you know? And so I've been putting myself through the workouts, and I put myself through the 45-minute one. Child. Yeah, like, it's crazy, but it's really good. And Chris just pushes you through the whole thing. And it's just really good. So I'm excited for you guys to do that. And don't front. I'd be modifying too, but I'll keep it moving. But even still, there's a lot of like hands on knees moments, you know, and you're like, oh man. Okay. So I wrote this down and I said, give Shift Shop 100% and show people what is possible. And that goes along with celebrating challenges, you know, like if somebody's like, well, I don't think I could do those moves because of this. Well, find a way. Well, I've had a class where my girl couldn't get on the floor to do like a plank. So I stood there with my hands out and she did push-ups on my hands because we didn't have a wall, we didn't have anything. But I was like, we're going to make this work. You're going to keep it moving and you're going to feel really good after this workout. So there are always ways. Everything is modifiable. And Team Cup starts on August 1st. So make sure if you are going to sign up, do that by the end of July. And it's a really great way for, you know, leaders to teach the newer coaches. Different ways that we can stay connected is through messenger chats. Don't recommend those on a regular basis, but for Team Cup, I think that messenger chats like are really, really good just to see what our activity like is like during the day, rather than just that one big recap at night. Let's see. Team Cup helps you get closer to your goals. Very, very true. Because when you participate in a Team Cup and you see success, you see the habits that get you to that success, and you're more likely to repeat those habits throughout the month when there isn't a Team Cup, because you see what you can do and you're like, dang, that feels good. But what if I push myself a little bit more? What if I invited 5 people instead of 3? What if I made it a rule that I had to talk to one person about the coaching opportunity a day? Like, just those small challenges can yield very, very big results. And I'll tell you now, like, even if I just started a conversation about the opportunity with somebody like a month ago, I'll breadcrumb, like, and sometimes it takes like 4 or 5 months for people to come back and be like, I want to revisit this conversation. I see what you're doing, and I want to revisit this conversation to see if it'll be a good fit for me. That happens all the time. And so it's important that we continue to keep tabs open on these conversations and talk to these people, even if it's just on a human level, like nothing to do with Beachbody. And even if you're just starting it with like, hey, how's your summer going? How are the kids? Or what did I send out today? Oh, I thanked somebody. I said, thank you for adding me to that Parents with Disabilities group. Like, how's the summer going? And yeah, just like connecting with them first and then talking about Beachbody later on and seeing if it's a way that can serve them. All right. Okay. So this is second, 2 more things, Phoebe, and then it's all you. Okay. So the Tuesday after Labor Day, so essentially you would have the ability to do 2 rounds of Shift Shop. They're going to be doing a Sagi Kalev week. So similar to Sean Week, Beast is going to have a week of hard labor. Get it? I thought it was funny because it's after Labor Day. Okay. So it's going to be 7 days, different body groups. The way that Body Beast is kind of formatted, like you do like chest and tries, leg day, like it's designed for people. It's definitely not a beginner's program from what Carl said, but you're going to have an eating plan, a new workout every day that launches midnight, 45 minutes long with 25-minute ab. And so I thought that was really cool for our Body Beast enthusiasts and our bodybuilding kind of friends. So I'm excited to give that a try too, because I have a lot of gym rat friends, and like, I know it's really difficult to get to the gym, and I know they probably don't like going to the gym. So if they can find something to do at home with like minimal equipment, like dumbbells and like a bench, I think it's a really great option and a really great opportunity to show the versatility of the workouts that we actually have on Beachbody On Demand. And I also made it a goal for myself to make one fixate recipe a week during Shift Shop, or maybe 2, I don't know. And then showcase that as well on my social media platforms, whether it be Instagram, on Facebook, or even making it my own recipe and posting it to my website. So there are so many different ways that we can share what we have to offer on Beachbody, rather than just saying, hey, this is me working out with it, but like, how are you using it in your everyday life? Because essentially it's more than just the workout, right? Hi, Ella, birthday girl. It's not just about the workouts, it's about the community, it's about the resources that we have in Fixate, it's about our Beachbody blog, where we can essentially like regurgitate what we're reading on these blogs. You know what I mean? Like, don't plagiarize. I'm not saying that, but we can share that. And then you know what I mean? So there are so many different ways that we can share, because sharing and inviting to Beachbody is one of our vital behaviors. So when you start to think about it in a different way, and I know in our social media and our comment squad, like we've been having conversations about this, when you start to see social media in a different way, it makes you think about posting in a different way, if that makes sense, right? Like, rather than it being a photo of your actual containers, plate your food in a really beautiful way on a cute plate. Like, my plates are from the dollar store. You know what I mean? Like, plate your food and take a clear photo, and that is a beautiful depiction of how you're using Beachbody in your everyday life. Okay, so that is all I had. Couple personal things, I guess, that relate to me is the ebook is almost done. I'm super excited. Yes, I will have that for all of the challengers on 7/24. Let me look at my calendar real quick. So 7/24, if you are in the challenge group. Also, I'm backtracking a little bit. I'm not implementing it for this group, but for our August group, if you are going to be in a group with me, and I highly recommend that you guys set this standard for yourself, for your past challengers, as well as people you just continuously plugged in, because I have those challengers that I've just continuously plugged in. Shakeology is 100% must. 100% must. And we have to draw that line. We have to draw the line unless there's like crazy the circumstances, right? But if somebody just like, I feel like we have to be the total package, and we have to stand by everything that we stand for 110%. And by not necessarily allowing people, but bottom line is by allowing people to continue to use the products, but not necessarily use it 100%. I think we're doing them a disservice, because I know for a fact, for me, like, if I didn't have Shakeology, my guts would feel awful. Like, I would just not feel well. I would not function on a cellular level very well. So I think that by setting that line in the sand, we're kind of like, this is what it is. Honestly, for me, I feel kind of weird. I don't know. I feel I'm impartial to it, but I want to draw that line, because I do have a lot of those clients that continuously stick with me, but then it's okay for them to fall off. Because when you're investing $130 into your journey, you're more likely to stick to it. And that's just facts. Like, you guys are here for a reason. You stuck here for a reason, because you believe in the product. So it's important that we rub that off on our clients, and they're like, dude, if you wonder why you haven't lost weight, like, you need to come back and you need to invest in this, because this is what's going to help you. You're not getting the nutrients in your body that you need, and you hold on to the weight. Okay. Oh, my calendar. So my July 24th peeps are going to get the book in our Shift Shop Challenge group. And then I'm going to be running this is really my first official free group, because it's just been like one of those things that I'm like, do I want to do a free group? My first free group was a flop. So I just like had this fear, like, oh, all my free groups are going to suck. But really, like, the content probably sucked, and my heart probably wasn't in it. So I feel this call to launch the book first to our Shift Shop group, and then do a free group where people will need to opt in and give me their email addresses. So right now, I'm speaking out loud to you guys. I'm speaking this into existence to make sure that I do it. And I want to give you guys ideas on how to build your warm or cold market. And these different ways of giving things out for free and collect like information from people, like, these are the best ways to expand your network and get information out to people. Bottom line is, if you want to give something out for free, say it's like a weekly email, super simple to put together. I have a webinar for it. I think I might. Just to put a quick email together with a couple of grids, like, you know, like a fitness tip or an article that you read that you wanted to share, or even a video of you. Something that I'm going to be doing, and I feel super fired up. I told Phoebe about it. The 5-second rule, guys, like, read it. I would say the slight edge, the compound effect, the 5-minute rule, in that order. Like, those books are the ones, like, just for you to take action. So I have it on my heart to do a free group, and that will be July 31st to July 6th. So if you would like to be added to that, you're more than welcome to be a fly on the wall and participate. But essentially, it's pretty much, we're going through it, and we're all going to be posting about our miracle mornings and talking about the different changes that we felt since doing miracle mornings. It's going to be really cool, and I'm so excited because I've been getting up like an hour later than I should, and so I'm excited to get back on track. So that will be there, and then my next week would be invites and follow-ups, kind of like where do we go from here type things after the free group. I'm going to start talking about moving into a challenge group that week. And then August 15th will be the next Shift Shop challenge group. So if you are in our very first one, we're just going to jump into round 2. No rest for the weary. So we're going to do round 2 right after round 1. So be ready, because then it goes from 35, 45 to 50 minutes. But dude, I'm telling you, if you finish this, your business is going to go from here to here. Like, I'm telling you, just give yourself 42 days. That's it. Like, I'm looking at this 42 days as like a moment where I'm going to change my life. Like, you're only a moment away from completely changing your life. I'm getting super emotional because last month was a really bad month for me in my business. I didn't do anything, like, and it was just difficult. I wasn't gaining any momentum, and and it was before the 5-second rule, and I was like looking at it, and I'm like, you know what? And I told Rob, I was like, I'm just gonna let go of any like anger I have towards myself, of any loathing, because it is what it is. I know what I did, and I know what I didn't do. And I know what I did to get me to that spot where I got Success Club 0. Like, I've never done that before. And I like took complete responsibility of it. And I like thought to myself, like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm going to quit my part-time job by the end of the year. Like, and I told myself that I'm not even like, why am I even working? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing anything here. I'm working part-time, you know? And so I was like, I have to, like, this is up to me. Like, I have to do this for my family, to prove to them, like, I'm not going back to a full-time job. Like, there's no way in hell I'm going back to a full-time job. So I dug deep, and I'm like, what am I need to do? So the first thing I did was personal development, and the 5-second rule saved me. Like, because seriously, there's so many moments where I'm just like, I'm too tired. I don't pull the laptop out. If I pull the laptop out, Ryan's going to get mad at me because I'm working again. Like, I just had all these voices in my head that was keeping me from doing what I need to do. And so, honestly, like, I wanted to release Secure Your Sacred Mornings like much sooner than I am now. I wanted to do it like last month, but procrastination sets in, and then like we tell ourselves, like, I'm a procrastinator. No, you're not. You have procrastinating tendencies. You are not a procrastinator. It's because I just like stopped myself in my tracks. So before all that emotional jargon, yeah, I had it on my heart to do Secure Your Sacred Mornings, and then 4th of July came, and I'm like, holy crap. And now it's like Cameron's birthday, and I'm like, I'm still not done. Like, so I need to finish that. And so I have a goal on August 10th to be at Success Club 10. 1, because it's Team Cup. 2, because that's peace of mind. And 3, because after that, I can either build for myself or build for Ryan. And I'm so confident that by then I'm going to have like the most amazing results in Shift Shop. Like, I know it's going to come naturally. It's going to work if you work. You know what I mean? Like, this business works if you work. And we are a results business. So if we are not getting the results ourselves, I feel like everything just is a little bit harder in terms of inviting. So I'm really excited about that. I hope you guys join the group. Just give me any feedback. This is the first time I'm going to be doing something like this. I think that the buzz around it is going to be really, really cool. I'm going to start posting it next week, just like me, you know, with the filter, with the clock from your IG stories, and saying like, I'm going to be up at 5, like reading and stuff like a crazy person. But this is why it's going to help me in my day. And this is why it's going to help me be a better mother and things like that. So I have that. Okay, so we talked about that. I am going to go ahead and throw it over to Phoebe and mute myself. Hi, Phoebe.
Hi.
Yay, I'm so happy.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so I'm throwing it over to you. I was like seriously stalking everyone's Instagram stories, everything, everybody's everything. Girl, that's why I was sending you screenshots of the wear and share I wanted.
I see you're wearing your quarter force.
It was awesome. I feel like that's why I was like flexing. I love it. I was so excited, you know, and I was like, I'm never going to miss the summit ever again. Like, mark my word now. Next year, I'm going to Summit. We gave up my spot on the Success Club trip, which I'm super bummed about. It just makes sense. Like, I can't just like, yeah, it just makes sense. Because we were going to buy a house in 2 years. Mm-hmm. So I need to cut it out. Unless I earn it all.
I was just going to say, unless something from now until then gets crazy blowing up in your business to where you can afford the time off and all of that. So.
I'm telling you, like, I feel like once you sprout your diamond, like, things are going to be clicking for other people, and they're just going to be like, I just need to be doing that.
It's going to happen very soon. My sister is having somebody sign up as a coach under her. So she's going to be Emerald very soon, and that's my first Emerald, so I'm like so excited. And then I'll just be one coach away for Allen's Business Center.
Dude, that's so you're 2 coaches away.
Yeah, 2 coaches away.
You guys, that's huge. Okay. So I'm going to throw it to you. Yeah, like I said, I was stalking like a crazy person. And I love the highlight that I shared with you at your house the other day. I'll let you talk about it, about the workout. So I'll just go ahead and throw it to you. Go ahead, Phoebes.
Okay, sounds good. And before I just share about Summit, I just have to say I love that you just share your heart and your vulnerability and just how last month was so hard for you. I think a lot of us newer coaches can relate to a lot of those emotions, and it's refreshing to see that whether you're a coach for a couple years or even some of the top coaches that I just listen to at Summit, they're not immune to those emotions. And so I think it's that reminder that it's so crucial for us every single day to be diving into our personal development, because those demons in our thoughts are very real. And so it's so easy to get sidetracked, to get discouraged. So we got to be plugging in every single day. And I got a little bit of a cough still, so I might be coughing like a ton while I'm talking. So, okay, so Camilla gave me 20 minutes. I'm long-winded, so I'm going to try to, I'm going to honor that. I'm going to keep looking at my clock. But I didn't want to do I didn't want to share as many things from the actual workshops, because those will be recorded and they will be given to us to share. So I wanted to share a little bit more on the things that impacted me during the general sessions, which is where all the coaches get together. So the 25,000 coaches get together in the big stadiums to listen to the keynote speakers, to listen to some of the coaches that they asked to speak. So I kind of wanted to share a little bit more on those takeaways versus the other stuff. So But I will share just a couple things from the workshops. One, just to reiterate the curiosity marketing that Shalene said. Because now every year it's different. Social media changes every year, the algorithms, what works in entrepreneurship and all of that. So be sure to catch Camilla. Man, I knew this was going to happen when I talk more. Be sure to catch Camilla's post on Shalene's tips for the curiosity marketing and what that is. But basically, it's to give people you want them to ask you questions. You don't want to have Shakeology or other products in your stuff all the time. You may see top coaches doing it or Carl doing it, but it's because they are where they are. Whereas for us, we need to be giving people a little bit more curiosity so that we can get them into the private messages to build those relationships. So, and then the other thing was to talk to more people. Right? It's so simple, but we got to talk to more people. And one of the coaches was saying that she talks to 30 people a day. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that sounds like a big number, right? But she broke it down and how we don't even know it, but we probably do talk to 30 people a day. When you like on somebody's post, when you comment on your friend's post, you're talking to people, you're talking to that many people on social media every day. So, but to break it down, she shared how her 30 people a day consists of 5 gratitudes. So 5 people that she wants to thank for following her or for commenting or supporting her on that journey. 5 friends. So, you know, however way you want to do that. 5 challengers, 5 coaches, 5 people you invite to the journey, be it business or challenge, and then 5 follow-ups. So it sounds scary when you hear the word 30, but when she broke it down like that, I was like, oh, I actually do talk to 30 people a day. And the other thing that I wanted to share that's aside from the general sessions was I got to talk to a little bit more people about what it looks like to leave your job and then to bring your spouse home if you have a spouse that you want to bring home. And the general consensus that I'm getting from a lot of people is that when you invest 100% into the business, you can probably quit your job at about the 2-year mark, a little bit after you hit 2-star diamond, like what Camilla is saying, 2-star diamond. And when you open up a second CBC, those are more technical stuff. But basically, when you give it your all for 2 years, so this is more for like the full time, you can stop with your full-time job, and then at another 2 years, because it's compounding, the compound effect, after another 2 years, so total of 4 or 5, you can bring home your spouse. And the numbers that some people were giving me of what they were earning after that mark, it's easy to forget that, like, this is possible because we see coaches like Melanie Mitro or Lindsay Matway, you know, a lot of those top 10 coaches. But I was talking to everyday people that were on the plane with me that live in the area that I live in. And it was just that motivation to bring Alan home with me, because it was so awesome to have him with me on the trip. It's been awesome to have him on and off for the paternity leave. And I'm like, man, like, I want this permanently. And so, so let's go into some of the tips on how to do that, because a lot of us are here for our own health journey, but a lot of us are doing this because we want to share what's transformed our lives and our hearts with others, while also having the freedom and the flexibility of being home with our families, doing things that we love, exploring things around the world that we're passionate about. So the way some of the tips that people gave was, we got to visualize it every single day. And I know that Camilla has shared having our vision boards on our laptops, on our phones, having, you know, a frame put up, which, by the way, like, I did put my frame up 1.5 years ago when I started. But these are old pictures. So my humanness, it's desensitized from the pictures that I put up there. So I am reprinting new pictures, reprinting new goals, and changing things up. And I know that that's something that I have to do often because of my particular tendencies. So that's a new change that I'm going to be doing. And you have to take action right away. This is something that I have struggled with. Camilla knows this. I overthink things. I try to have the best words, the best graphics, the best whatever, but it takes up so much of your time. It leaves you in such a rabbit hole. You're so much more stressed. And I finally drew the line, like, okay, I'm going to get rid of perfection, because really, like, it's eating me up, and I'm staying stagnant. I'm staying stuck. So you have to take action right away. The other thing that Melanie Mitro said was, your goal is not a shiny object, whether it's your health journey and how fast you're losing the inches and the pounds, or with your business where you see, you know, people posting about the new car they got or the new house or whatnot. You have to remember that it takes hard work. There's no quick fix. And the things that do give you quick fixes, like the pills or the wraps or whatever other else, they're not good for our bodies, you know? And so, so don't focus on the shiny object. Your goal is to remember your reason, and to remember to just to push through the hard, to show up when it's hard, because it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard a lot. And Darren Hardy, the author of Compound Effect, which highly, highly, highly would recommend that book. It's such an easy read, to the point where even my husband read it after I read it, and he normally doesn't really read the books that I recommend to him, but he loved it. And so it's such a quick read, and it's so impactful in the short, quick read that it is. And he talked about how your adversity is your advantage. Many people want to heal from their adversities before they share, but he was saying that you know, your adversity is like your muscle. It makes you stronger. And when you share that while you're going through it, and not waiting until you're fully healed, you're making others stronger as well. So he was, definitely recommending to use your adversity to an advantage, which, you know, like all the announcements that you were sharing, Camilla, was awesome. But once you started talking about how your last month was hard, like, it just got me like hooked. Like, I was like I really wanted to hear, because that's, people connect to that. People, we see the highlight reels of everybody's lives on social media all the time. And so the advantage of certain posts or certain Instagram stories of sharing those adversities and challenges is what's going to make that connection with people. Embrace the mundane. A lot of times it's going to be boring. It's going to be routine. It's going to be sucky. A lot of us know that with our work. A lot of us know that with our work outside of Beachbody. A lot of us know that with parenting, but we still stick through it. So we got to do the same thing with our business. Doing the, the vital behaviors might be mundane. Inviting people and not getting not getting the results that you want, that's going to be mundane. And these next things that I'm going to share were things that really stuck out to me when Darren Hardy and Brendan Burchard were speaking. And Darren Hardy talked about these 4 traps that make us, that hinder us from our goals. So the first trap is that results are invisible. And by that, he meant you can choose to have a little bit of a chocolate or a little bit of a hamburger here and there, but when that adds up, when that compounds, you have weight gain. He also shared how there was an all-star baseball player who was chewing tobacco, didn't feel the effects of chewing that tobacco for 30 years, but over time, what happened was at the age of 50-something, he had lip cancer, and it spread so quickly to where he died at the age of 54. We don't see the results of the decisions that we make very quickly, and that can go good or bad, right? Like, so he shared a lot of negative ones. For us, we may not see the results of us of sharing the post right away, but we got to keep going. And I know both Camilla and I can attest. And Sabrina, you just posted the other day about how your niece, she has been following your journey, and how she's like, a lot of these seeds that we're planting, we're seeing the fruit of them after months later. The second trap that he talked about was subtle and deceptive. That you can even go, you think that one little thing, like letting one day pass of not doing anything in your business won't hurt you, or that one little treat won't hurt you, that veers off the meal plan because you did everything else 99%. But he talks about, and he shares this in the book as well, How if you go 1 degree off, how if a pilot goes 1 degree off, his destination goes from here to here. It's like miles and miles off. But the beauty of that is that we can redirect to our original destination. Another trap that he talked about was immediate gratification. We want things right away, and when we don't get them right away, we go off to the next thing. So that was kind of similar to the whole shiny object point. And then the other trap is, the last trap, it's easy to do, but it's also easy not to do. The top coaches were saying the things that they do today are the things that we are all doing now. It hasn't changed. They're still doing the vital behaviors. They're still running challenge groups. They're still inviting people to their challenge groups. They're inviting people to the coaching opportunity. None of that has changed. What has changed is time and them pushing forward. And yeah, some people may have maybe adding podcasts here and there. Hi. Got a visitor. Podcasts here and there, but the bulk of what has got them to where they are now is what we are all doing in the beginning. And so it's easy to do, but it's also easy not to do. And what else? I had to look at my notes here. Erin, can you get mommy cough drops, please? It's in mommy's ergo. It's in mommy's ergo. Just bring up the ergo. Okay, thank you. You talked about how habits are learned, but the beauty of that, again, is that along with redirecting to our original destination, we can relearn a new one. We can't do it based off of willpower. We have to have the why power. How many has everybody read The Compound Effect in the group?
I have. It's a must.
You did, Sabrina, right? Okay, so I'll just share quickly one of the analogies that he talks about in the book, and he re-brought it up again, but he talks about how we need strong why power. And in the book, he talks about having 2 tall buildings. I don't know the exact details, so I'm just going to make up my own right now, but it's 2 tall buildings that are about, 30 feet, not 30 feet, 30 floors. And then there's a plank of about 20 feet. And if he asks you to walk across this plank on the top of the 2 buildings, it's windy, it's, obviously it's super, super high, and he asks you to do it for $20, would you do it? And of course, all of our answers would be hell to the no. Thank you. Thank you, baby. I'm just going to pop in this cough drop real quick. And, but then he talks about what if somebody you loved was on the other side of the building? Maybe it's your child, maybe it's your parent, maybe it's a best friend, somebody that you love, and the building was on fire. Then would you go? And of course, right? It didn't matter if we were given $0, $20, $1 million. We would just get our asses to the other side, right? Because of the person that we loved. And he was just talking about how he reminded us how the circumstance of that didn't change at all. It was still 2 tall buildings. It was still a plank going across from the building. But what was different? It was our why power that was different. And so that was something that really stuck out to me. It's probably one of the top things that stuck out to me during Summit, because I think when life hits you, whether it's newborn life, losing somebody in the family, your job is going crazy, it's so easy to lose sight of our why power. But now that I am remembering that, like this morning, I did not want to get up at 5 o'clock, but I was remembering that I want to bring my husband home. I loved having him with us this whole week. I love the help that I get. I love how it decreases my physical flare-ups because I have him with me more often versus me doing it completely on my own. There's just so many different reasons of why having him home would be such a huge blessing for all of us. And I needed to remember that today at 5 a.m. So I got myself up because I remembered my why power. And all the other mornings before this, I was forgetting that. I was focusing on the snooze. I was focusing on how tired I was. And I wasn't focusing on having a strong why power. And so what else did he? We have to really recheck our why power, and then consistency wins every single time. We got to keep consistent. That's kind of something that I've said repeatedly from then. And then he asked, is there anything to speed up this whole process, to get us to that success point, to get us to where we can be, leaving our part-time or full-time jobs? And he said to go out and fail. Go out and fail. And I think that's one of my other biggest takeaways, because many times all of us, I know a lot of us struggle with posting because of fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of what people might think. We want people to approve of us. We want, I know, like, my self-worth and my self-value and all of that. I get scared on if I say something wrong. But Brendan Burchard was talking about how that fear was probably started by only a handful of people in our past that we can probably name and pinpoint. But we had a room full of 25,000 coaches. We have a network of 400,000 plus coaches who support us, who've seen the results, who know that why we're doing what we're doing is legit, who know why what we're doing matters, because so many other people out there don't experience the transformation yet, or haven't experienced the transformation yet. So he was saying that the math, we got to do the math, like the 10 people that hurt us in our past versus the thousands and thousands of people who have our back. And the key to, and he also mentioned too, that the key to success is massive failure. And I left Summit not being afraid to fail as much anymore, not being afraid to, and that was the sacred echo even before Summit, but that just solidified it for me even more. So don't be afraid of posting the wrong thing. Like, I know I messed up something. I've messed up on a lot of different posts in just the last day or two alone. But now I'm like, oh, this is what they're talking about. Now I know how to do better the next time. But I wouldn't have known to do that if I kept it safe, if I stayed, in my comfort zone, in my safe zone. And so we have to not be afraid to fail, and to not minimize the gift that you've been given. One of the quotes that really stuck out to me that I absolutely love that an NYPD shared was, God's gift to us is potential, and our gift back is what we do with it. And there's so many people out there, y'all, that have experienced the hardships that you've experienced, that have experienced the hardships that I've experienced, but they don't know about this opportunity. One of the girls that follow me, she messaged me, and she's never heard of Beachbody. And for some reason, in my own little world, I just assume that everybody already knows about Beachbody and Tony Horton and Autumn and all of that. But she didn't, and yet she's yearning to lose the baby weight that she's had for a couple of years. Her baby is now 2. And so there's so many people out there that need to hear your story. The gift that's been given to you, the story that's been given to you, is unique for a reason. And I think I get nervous and afraid that, like, there's so many other coaches already, then what's the point? But that's just such a wrong way of thinking, because there's 7 billion people in the world, y'all? I forget. I don't know the exact number. I just know it's super, super high. And so if we're here right now, we're living and breathing, then our purpose is not done yet. And so that's okay. 6:58. I'm going to stop right there because I can keep rambling and rambling. But those were my 2 most biggest takeaways, is to not be afraid to fail and to take risks. And to really visualize my why power every single day, because I'm going to get emotional if I think about it. So
can you repeat that quote about purpose and your gift is what you do with it?
Oh yes. God's gift to us is potential. Our gift back is what we do with it. So that was David Atkins. He's an NYPD lieutenant, nonetheless, for NYPD, and he's an elite 5-star diamond elite coach. I don't even know. I just know that he has a stressful, crazy job, and yet because he believes in the mission of what we're doing, he is pursuing Beachbody on the side as a part-time, full-time, whatever he's doing to get him to 5-star diamond. because he absolutely believes in what we do. And I think the whole healthier generation thing too, I love how there's just so many things that our company's doing to really change the lifestyle of health with it, and how it needs to start at home, because obesity rates in kids are rising, diabetes rates are rising, mental health issues, depression rates, anxiety rates, autism rates, all of that is rising because of all of the different lifestyle and the environment stuff that's around us. It's crazy, y'all. It's really crazy when you see the stats. And so
yeah, no, I wanted to piggyback on that too. And for those of us who are watching this call who don't know, Tony Horton is releasing a new program called Double Time. And that's what he's talking about, that they are making it a huge point that fitness needs to start in the home, right? Like, even if you're on a fitness journey by yourself, when you're that lone ranger in your house that's like trying to be remotely healthy, it is difficult. So it is in everyone's best interest, and that we all do it together. And I think that that's really cool that Beachbody is moving to this, because those elitists, oh, and I wanted to share also, we'll come back to it. So like those elitists who just only do really hardcore workouts, you know, like, we have something for everyone, and that just shows furthermore the versatility of what we have. But I wanted to add, so as you guys know, I was doing the booty yoga challenge for 14 days, and I actually really fell in love with the format. It's a really great workout. I found one in Alameda, and it was like $18 for a drop-in. So I did this free 2-week challenge, and now I don't have access to any of the workouts because they pretty much disabled the link for us. And I looked at what their subscription is, guys, and for 1 year it's $400, and they have 200 workouts. They only put out 2 a month. So I was like,
wow,
there is this value. Like, I was so tempted, or it would be $39.99 a month. But I was like thinking about it, I'm like, I have this over here that has like a cooking show in it. The master trainers are uploading workouts. We have the challenge du jour. They'll make hybrid calendars for you. You know what I mean? Like, to this, and like the production quality was like not huge, you know? And I'm just like, oh, although I love that format, I also have the Beachbody Yoga Studio here, you know? And I was like, I'll just shake my butt while I do that. Okay,
yeah.
cool. Well, Phoebe, was there anything else you wanted to add before we close?
No, I would definitely recommend just looking up the links that they post of the workshops, because they'll break down more practicality of how to get there. But I know a lot of us need that motivation to push forward. So that's more of what I wanted to share, because we all know the vital behaviors, and I didn't want to overwhelm you with more things to do, you know? I really wanted to share what was my turning point this weekend and what really clicked for me to make me start looking up the practical stuff to do to get my business there.
Yeah. Cool. So I was thinking too, I just had a thought throwing out there that maybe we can do like a live power hour and do like a couple workshops together from Summit. I think that would be really cool for us to have a chat open, and we can bounce off of each other. So I was thinking, like, let's miracle morning it up, like on Saturday before anybody has to go anywhere. You know what I mean? So we can do that. So I'll throw that out there. I'll make an event for it as soon as I can get information on when the workshops are going to be posted. It takes them a little while, I would suppose, to edit everything and upload.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Because I remember last year it took a while too.
It took a while. Yeah.
Last year workshops are there too. So
yeah. Actually, can I just share one little piece? I think I know we hear this all the time, but the importance of attending live events, the importance of hopping on like live calls. It's great to rewatch when you're not available, but it's just the fire and the passion that you feel when you're live, whether it's live calls like this or live in person at Super Saturdays or Summit. It really changes you in a different way, because honestly, we're in a financial situation right now because I'm deciding to not go back to work already. And I'm actually filling out my closeout paperwork tomorrow. So it's going to be an emotional day, but we're about $1,000 in the hole every month, and we're close to. I'm almost about halfway there of meeting that with my Beachbody income, but I know that the money that we would have spent going to Summit, that we could have canceled it, and with a newborn and everything, and use that money to save for, for future months where, obviously we're in the red right now. But I knew deep down in me that I needed to hear something for me there. And even if it was going to be hard to have Annabelle with me, even if I was going to be distracted with her being there with me, that it was going to be better than me not being there at all. And I'm so glad that we made that decision together, because there have been so many things that have clicked for me since then, to where I feel more fearless. I feel more confident. I feel more like limitless, which is what I was really hoping and praying for. And my one word going into Summit was revival, and I am feeling super revived. So the next Super Saturday or whatever other live event there is, or live call, I am such a believer for like attending those things, because you really feel the fire, you bounce off of the fire, you feel just the passion in everybody's in their voice and their stories and their testimonies, and you're reminded of why you said yes to the coach enrollment in the first place. And so, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there.
And I think too, at the very core, when you become immersed in like the culture and you see the top coaches, you're like, they're just regular people.
Yeah.
Like, go through regular things, you know what I mean? Like, and there's just that realness, and it makes you believe, like, I can do that. That's not me. Like, I am just as talented. I have just the amount of drive, but the difference between the top coaches and me is that they execute on a far higher level. And that was my word going into 2017. I told Rob, I was like, my word is execution.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't sit on the sidelines anymore. Like, after I'm done with this video, guys, I'm going to put my tripod up and I'm going to film at least 2 videos worth of content for my social media. I'm going to do a video of my ways to stay motivated, and then I'm going to link it in my Instagram so that I can get followers there. I'm going to link it in different places, and I just want this video to get passed around. So, I mean, it's ways of taking advantage in that sense. Like,
yeah,
I won't have makeup on in the next week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, let me bust these out now. And
yes.
so, like, we need to just take consistent action, just talking to more people, putting yourself out there in different ways, digging deep within yourself to see, like, how can I better serve people that has nothing to do with Beachbody right now, right? Like, Phoebe is a great example of that. She does her Marriage Mondays. And I think that those are really cool. And I think that those are a really great way to connect with people on a much deeper level than it is just fitness or just, your nutrition.
Yeah.
Because marital health is extremely important. Like, it's extremely important. So I think that's really cool that she's doing that. So
sorry, one more thing. I'm just like, one more thing. And it's just geared to the whole compound effect. And I'll post the picture that Darren Hardy shared at Summit with the whole penny versus the $1 million that you get right away. So what I learned from Summit, I'm going to just give you guys some concrete numbers to visualize. So right now I'm getting the whole, yes, I probably earn about $500 a month, which seems like small with all the work that I'm doing. And especially when half of that is going toward our Shakeology, because our whole family is on it. But what I'm hearing from people is that year 2, when you fully commit, that turns into about $45,000 a year when you fully commit. And then by year 4, a lot of the numbers that I was hearing, y'all, but of doing it full force is anywhere between $100,000 to $300,000. And so just wanting to give those concrete numbers out there. So yes, I've been doing this for a year and a half, and it's been $500 a month, which sounds like, why would I do that when I'm not getting the results? But I am in it for the long run. I believe in the mission. I believe in the purpose. And I know that over time it's going to compound to where next year it's going to match what my income was at work. And then the year after that, it's going to turn closer and closer to that 6 figures that I know that that is totally possible within our reach if we stay patient with the process and keep going. Because I've met so many people who have done it. You know, real life people, not top 10 coaches. So I just wanted to throw those concrete numbers out there and to just let people know that it's going to take time and it's going to take patience, like any business. You talk to any business owner, the first 5 years, you're investing more than you're receiving. So
yeah. And I think that's really powerful. That, look at the Beachbody earnings, because I think a star diamond, like high payout was like over 160,000, like a high star diamond. And I was like, that's a 1-star diamond. Like, that means you're a diamond and then you have a diamond under you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
How much potential there is here. So I'm going to close.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much, Phoebe, for speaking tonight. Thank you, everybody. Does anybody have a view of all 5 of us or 4 of us?
I do.
Can you take a photo?
Yeah. Let me,
I don't know why. I can never see myself. And it's like, well, I guess I don't need to, but I just like, in my off camera, I'm like over here.
Hi, sweetie. Let me get my little appy thing here. Hi, baby. This one. Okay.
Oh, her hair is just like permanently up.
Oops. Okay, so when let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
And then I'll click the new option. Let's wait for Sabrina. Okay. Hi, baby. Are you looking at all the people? Say hi.
Hi.
Oh, look at that baby. Look at that baby.
God. Oh my God, she's so alert and awake.
Look at that baby. Okay,
ready when you are.
Okay. Let me get this. Okay, ready? 1. Just keep smiling even after I say 3 because it takes me a while to click this. 1, 2. Got it.
Yay.
Okay, I'll post that in there too.
Okay, have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.